Hello, looky. I went looking and I found a 128. And it has the 80 column cable already attached, very well screwed in. It is suffering from yellowing. Oh well, these things happen. Now, I do believe in what I've been doing here. Aha! One power supply cord from a 128. Good. One under cable. Alright. Big little fly power. Oh, you know what else this has in it? It has... It's a tiny little thing. This is a thing made by... I'm trying to get that better. Batteries Included. This is the key that they made. This was for a paperclip. Just a second here. Oh, so much light. It's a paperclip with built-in spell pack. And this would have to go in the joystick port, one of them. I think joystick port 2. Anyway, for the program to work. It was their way to hopefully prevent, piracy and all that good stuff, or bad stuff. And I don't know if it worked or not. I seem to always remember hearing rumors. I'm going to put this over here where it will be safe. That basically all it did was, it wasn't like a ROM thing or anything. It would make it that, oh, well, this is interesting. What has happened? Oh, okay. Well, look at that. I tried to fire it up in 40 column 128 mode. It came up. I tried it in the 64 mode by holding down the Commodore key, and it came up. Well, how outrageous is that? Wow. I'm not used to finding things working so well. I'm going to just venture over here for a moment to see. Oh yes. Ugh. You see, with the Amigas that I have been stacking here, it is at times a little tougher to get at things. I mean, nothing takes up more room than a pet, but an Amiga, it's big. So here we have the harness. That should tell us some things about, yes, that's the right way up, top, that's good, about what's going on with this Commodore 128, which seems quite happy. It does, indeed. But we shall see. So, boy, it's funny the way the yellowing is on this. You can see, oh yeah, it's like, oh, okay, so the diagnostic has started. It's like it was in the sun consistently, but the keys, especially the top row, areas behind them didn't get hit. So I guess it was in the sun but on an angle, or whatever happened. Interesting. So it is doing its magical thing, which means you check the 0 page, you check the stack page, you checked screen RAM, color RAM, they're okay. Now it is doing high RAM bank 0. And this is the slow part of the test. It is. Indeed, it is. But, you know, compared to a 1541, how slow can it be? So we'll put our Jumpman Jr. cartridge away. And I'm going to remember I need to take some of the tape that I got away from here because I need to use it on things. And if I don't take it, I won't have it there. So now we're up to low RAM bag 0. By the way, right here, yes sirree, it's a Commodore calculator. It is a model F4902, made in Hong Kong. Use Commodore adapter, battery 9 volts. And indeed, it does have what looks to be a very intact place to connect a 9 volt battery. And on the front, yes, I'm not sure if this would be called a scientific calculator. I think they have more buttons, but it certainly has lots of things. And the guy did not have the original power supply. It did not come with a battery, which is just as well, because it probably would have ruined it if it had been in there that many years. But he did send along a power supply from a Coleco video game. Wait, I hear something. The rumble of the SID chip. So, it's working. Nothing came up bad on the diagnostics. Everything is good. I'm going to try something, because I'm daring. I'm going to hit the Commodore. No, it doesn't come up. I thought this testing thing was supposed to be for the 64 and the 128, but alas, it seems not. I do have somewhere the dead test for the 64, which I think it says things about the 128, but I don't find it to be particularly, I mean, it's okay. You know what irks me most is, oh, by the way,
that was easy. You don't know the power of the dark side.
Wait, let's see what else it'll say. For those of us with sleep apnea, we know what that sounds like. We know that sound. Wait, let's try one more. I think it says one more thing. I'm your father. Oh. Anyway, oh yes, the dead test on the 64 side of things, when I use that dead test, it usually doesn't produce the results I thought it would when something is dead. But what irks me most is when it tests the SID chip. Oh, which it is. When it tests the SID chip, it doesn't test the noise generator voices. And if I'm going to send somebody a SID chip, I need to know that when I say it works, that it works. And so what I have to do is take the SID chip out of the 64, put it in the 128, and use this. So, not that that's a tremendous burden, but I just don't understand why, if they're going to test something, they don't test it. I just don't know. Sort of puts me in the Twilight Zone. So this is once again running through, and it's now on the low RAM bank 1, which means that soon it's going to start doing things, and if anything is wrong, it should report it either on the upper display or on the lower display. I remember, I did go to the trouble of putting a monitor here so you could see all this stuff. Then I got started on the pets, and well, then I had pet trouble. So it's all seeming fine. Look at that. The rumble. Well, imagine. Another Commodore 128. As I have said a number of times, I don't have a whole lot of 128s compared to other things. Ooh. But, they do seem to have a higher rate of success on working. So let's hear it for Bill Hurd and company, or maybe not company, his associates, not the company. So I'm going to put all this testing stuff over here in a easier to grab location. And if you remember, I told you I had broken an F7 key off a 128 when I was carefully trying to put it away. Well, I won't do that again. At least, I hope not. So, time to make a note. The underside does not look yellowed, imagine. Well, maybe just around the edges. Works. SID. Okay. March 2019. Mind you, none of these 128s have been tested in the 80 column mode yet. I will. Sometime. Alright. I had tape. Okay, so now this one also, it has this cable attached, which is handy, but it doesn't help with the storage. But I do need to know where this cable is. There were two different kinds. Actually, it's funny, when some of the monitors would get sold, they had all kinds of cables. One for the 64, one for the Amiga, one for, depending on whatever monitor or whatever computer, etc. We would often get people confused because they had a cable and they didn't know what to do with it, and they really didn't need it. So, for a while, I guess for a good while, we'll put that on the limp. I would just send the cable that they needed in order to avoid the confusion of what was what. And but I would always tell them, I said, there's this other cable. You're free to have it. It does you no good, but I really just don't want to confuse you. Or somebody else thinking, oh my god, we have this cable and it must do something. So we're going to tuck this 128 in behind this SX64. Why? Because I can. I need to cut this nail. I have broken a nail. Can you imagine?
Help me!
Oh no, not that. Oh. I think it's going to say it again.
Help me!
I love that line. So, well, as they say.
That was easy.
So, a working 128. Life is good. Still, do I know how much of anything that I have? No, not a clue. But I'm going to go look around. I have a feeling, perhaps, an Amiga 500 will appear. But I must find a power supply. So, once again, thank you for coming. I'm going to cut this now. Bye for now.